Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Tonight is my pleasure to bring to you an awesome narrative that I just recently discovered. It was written by a man named Robert Service. He was from England, and around 1874, he decided to move to Canada. He wanted to become a cowboy. He knew that people were mining for gold in the Yukon, and he thought he would go there and make his fortune. So tonight I'm going to try to convey to you the emotion of this awesome narrative. It became one of Robert Service's best and most well-known pieces. Hope you enjoy it. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. While he left his home in the south to roam the poles, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him in a spell. Though he often said in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On Christmas Day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson's Trail. Talk of the cold through our Parker skulls is stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes would close, then our lashes froze. Sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe, he turned to me and, "Cap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed to be so low that I couldn't say no. Then he said with a sort of moan, "It's that dreadful cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled right down to the bone. Yet, it isn't being dead, it's that awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So, I want you to swear to me, foul or fair, you'll create my last remains." Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the strink of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh and he roared all day of his home in Tennessee. And before night fell, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, "You can tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains." Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were numb, in my heart I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by the long fire light, while the huskies round in a ring, howled out their woes in the homeless snows, oh God, how I looked the day. And every day, the quiet clay seemed to heavier and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the food was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I wouldn't give in. And I'd often think of that hateful thing, and it hardened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw it in trace, and it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here I said, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I let the broiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel even higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a sight you seldom see. And I buried a hole in the glowing coals, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a height, for I didn't like to hear 'em sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke and the inky cloak was streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about, and again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peek inside. I guess he's cooked. It's time I looked. Then the door I opened wide. And there was Sam, cool and calm, in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see for a mile, and he said, please close the door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time that I've been warm.